This is the Segovia Show.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to a very special anniversary stream of the Segovia Show. I am Segovia. Thank you for joining me, especially if you're watching on Rumble. I want to take a little moment to tell all of those of you that are watching on Rumble that I appreciate everyone that's been discovering my show, and I would appreciate a subscription to the show or follow however it is that it shows up there. This is being streamed to Rumble, YouTube, and maybe Twitter or Twitch, one or the other. It depends on the time of day. And I just want to announce, because there's a lot of new people across everywhere, maybe except YouTube, though. It's been a little in flux lately. But I just want to say that for those of you that found me and are enjoying my content, thank you very much. I appreciate you all on this program. It's something that the best way to describe it is I rebranded a tech-centric channel because it was something I was doing on the side to help my fellow coworkers with their tech stuff. And I just started putting a lot of these things like walkthroughs and device reviews and things like that on YouTube because, well, why not? And that's how my channel took off. But then this became the real estate advertising branch of my business. And as I got more involved in teaching the people the ins and out of real estate, I had to cover certain political policy shifts that were happening in California or propositions. So I was addressing those things on the program because it affects the very clientele I'm trying to help, whether they're renters or property owners or somewhere in between. I needed to address all of that. And it's through that people said I was getting political, but everything's politics nowadays. Well, now what it's transformed into has been more of an informational and educational platform where I also get to talk about things that interest me. So that's my show in a nutshell. And technically, this is not the 4th anniversary of my show. The 4th anniversary of my show was actually mid-March. And I just been so busy, I haven't been able to do this. Southern California has been, well, depending on the time of day, it was either raining really hard, super, super windy, depending on where you are. Where I was, I thought I almost thought it was a tornado. No, that was Los Angeles that experienced a tornado. Like, well, almost here. And then power outages. So it's like, well, this time it wasn't rolling blackouts due to overloading the power grid. It was literally due because of all these crazy winds and the rains and a combination of the two. And it's just been a little crazy. That and some behind the scenes stuff that I talk about across the socials, mostly on Instagram. And so that's the long and short of the history of my show and how I conduct myself here. There's going to be more shifts coming, though. Because, well, why am I on Rumble in the first place? I just got tired of the moving goalposts of what constitutes something that YouTube can push for their monetization scheme and what is throttled. And thanks to Steven Crowder, yes, that's Steven Crowder from Mug Club, Louder with Crowder, or Good Morning Mug Club, however you discovered him. And what's happening on Rumble because he's there has greatly benefited my channel. So I appreciate that because my history with Rumble has been a bit of a mixed bag. Stuff that happened. If you see some of my early videos, you'll realize what I'm talking about. But that's neither here nor there. The show has changed. Rumble has changed considerably after they picked up locals and they moved to Florida, and other big name creators are showing up here. I am not one of those that are trying to contribute to what are considered the echo chamber. Some people felt the same way on Odyssey. Some people felt the same way on Gap TV, places that I'm found actually. But no, I'm not interested in any of that because the tagline on my show became, if everybody's shouting, nobody's listening. And I'm still sticking to real estate in terms of informing you of the assault on our property rights, because very important. Tech, because I love tech. There's a box of technology that's sitting to my left that my subscribers know very well. I have not been able to do the unboxings to these. They're not timed or anything, which is a good thing. But still, these things have been sitting there for almost 3 months. Some of the tech that I've been trying to get my hands on for months finally arrived, but I haven't been able to open it because I prefer doing honest reactions. And I'm saying 3 months. So this is not the kind of stuff like, oh, he's one of those guys that buys stuff on Amazon and takes advantage of the return policy. Absolutely not. I condemned that kind of behavior, I've never done it. Someone called me out on that, like I did it. It's like, no, it was a device that didn't work for me. I pay for the device. I don't have any sponsors because I turned them all away. So these are the most recent ones that I posted in the past 10 days. And I must say, it might not look like that big of a deal to some of you, but for a channel that wasn't getting almost any views and is now getting hundreds, it's a big deal. So I'm happy about that. Thank you to Rumble. Thank you to the partnership that they established with Steven Crowder and the changes that are happening. I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out of that in terms of more improvements because I am on locals. For those of you that are unawares, I probably showed you this. My landing page on my website. Another thing that I actually did in over this past quarter, where all my recent YouTube live streams appear here front and center now, along with the podcast powered by Spotify because they absorbed Anchor. That is from Instagram and stuff around the web, and you can turn it into a progressive web app. And you're using iOS 16.4, you'll be able to do this. If you don't have it yet, but you're in the beta, you can do it there too. It's a progressive web app, so you can have the show and carry it with you there. I moved the blog. It's now going to be Substack. So Substack, you click it, you sign up for it, you can have it here. If you're not interested in subscribing just yet, you can hit no thanks, so you can see what I've already covered so far. Everything is being mirrored over here, but there are things that are standing out, such as fan fiction, other written articles that are posted but subscribers only, and that are incoming. So there's a lot of exclusive content that I am bringing for Substack, as the exclusive stuff is also on locals. So if you're on Rumble, there's going to be a red button, and I want to make sure I see it in the correct position. Is it that way? It should be that way. Yeah. It'll be to the top left where it says join. That join button will open up locals. This is where I do a bunch of the extra content, podcasts, and other shows that I bring over here. It could be anything. They could be controversial topics, but not for the sake of controversy. It's more for, well, it's a topic that some people are too afraid to discuss, especially in the church, because I'm Christian, and I'm not afraid to talk about it. And I sometimes have people on to have these discussions, but most importantly is to connect with you. And this is the place where I'm most comfortable doing so. So here it could be movies, it could be music, particularly film score. It's just anything that I come across, and some exclusive tidbits that I do here and there. But stay tuned, locals. There is a big announcement coming that I'll be revealing pretty soon in the coming weeks to my locals community only. So if you don't want to miss out on that, okay, it's a doozy. It's been a long time in the works. It's going to be a locals exclusive. When I did the show, it was never meant to be something where I talk at you or to you. It was meant to have an exchange with you. I have the community on locals, but I also understand the inconvenience of having to come to locals. Like, oh, hold their platform, and if it's just Andres, I don't think he's that worthwhile to get all the way over there to create a new account and things like that. I get it. It's inconvenient. And I feel things might change now with other big content creators like Steven Crowder and some political figures that have showed up that created their own locals. I think that's going to change a lot more this year. So yours truly is already there. I've been there for a year and a half. So you're there. Find my community. It's free. Join in, and enjoy the content. Hours and hours worth of content and hard hitting news items that I've done. But I'm bringing a certain element over to YouTube and Spotify. It's a series that I started called Ask Andres, where I've engaged with the community, and I want to open it up for more of you to participate in it, to ask questions. The themes that I've covered so far, and there's 13 episodes already done with the exchanges that I've had, has been more on the health and fitness side, theology, religion. There's a difference. Relationships, parenthood, and questions about like preparing for marriage. And so I guess that falls in the marriage category, but there's some nuances to those things. So just letting you know about that and other aspects. I've already done all those episodes. Locals already saw it. So if you're on locals, you can check it out there. It's on its own playlist. But for those of you on Spotify, it's coming. And it should be dropping any moment now, actually, for those of you that are tuning in. YouTube, it's coming too. So I'm trying to bring this more to where you are, where it allows me to. Again, some topics might be considered controversial. It's not meant for. It's not meant to be controversy for controversy's sake. Absolutely not. It's to have some certain discussions that some people want to have, but they're afraid of having it in a more public space where there'll be like doxing or dogpiling and things like that. Look, I know how it goes. And the internet's a nasty place, but it can also be a beneficial tool. And that's what I want to do. And ways that you can reach me, that's what this page I pulled up for, because I'm across all these social media platforms and more. Yes, that is Mastodon. I recreated a Mastodon account. I was there before, didn't like it. But then the recent months, there's been a bigger influx over there. It's like, hey, I'm trying to be where the people are. So that's that. Even some icons you might even recognize here. And there's more social media platforms that I'm on, but it's kind of vacant right now. So I just decided to take them down from here. But this is not everything. There are more, including groups. So just FYI on all that. Let's see. Those are my Twitter and Instagram feeds. But I think I covered just about everything I needed to. Yes, this. So on my website, another thing that I did was I consolidated all my stations, like my podcast distributors and all that, but also my streams. Because YouTube, I'm still going to be on YouTube. I'm not going anywhere. I'm there until you no longer welcome me there, okay? And you're my biggest audience, so I'm not saying, oh, so he's gonna go over to Rumble and not come to YouTube. No, I'm streaming to both, and tune in. I would appreciate it if you do. But I'm also doing restreams, and that one's powered by Corridor TV. But my videos are going up here. Not everything's going up to everywhere because it doesn't work that way. Some of them are straight streaming services. And now that I have a presence on Vimeo, that's like the last place I should even be on, because some of the stuff, if it's not safe for YouTube, why would I do it on Vimeo? That's because Vimeo is not going to be about that. Some of my tech walkthroughs and things like that, and self-help or do-it-yourself stuff will be on Vimeo, and I already have 2 videos up there. So just FYI, here we are back on the live stream stuff. So I'm an Amazon Live creator where I push products. And I'm going to show you the Amazon page here in a moment. Locals, the TV side, we're off the record, create a corner, central corner. And of course, the biggest one of them all, Instagram, where I do go live and just wing it. But if you're on any of these podcast catchers, listeners, distributors, or whatever, my show is there, even stuff that you never even heard of. So yes, my podcast is heard worldwide. And there's another one coming up that I've been trying to get on for years. So they finally reached out and said they're gonna add me to the list. Yes. So as soon as that goes up, I'm gonna make a big announcement on social media. I'm excited about that. All right. So here's Amazon. The last 2 things I'm going to share with you all are ways to be able to support the show. Because if you're not into the whole off the record stuff, because this stuff isn't cheap, and I am shopping around my show, by the way, to get a platform, so it'll be a little easier. But still, the Amazon store is the best place to go. I am a published author, so some of my books are there. My 3rd book is coming out, and I want to say in about a week. So I just need that book cover finalized. It's a 3rd book in my romantic comedy series called The Many Misadventures of Enoch Bellagio. My first book is called Finding Love, but not really. My second book is called There I'm Back Again, Not a Hobbit's Tale. And the 3rd book is called I Know Where I Am. I've Been Lost Here Before. And it wraps up the first story arc before moving on to the next. So it's been a long time coming, and I'm glad I have people have been waiting on the wings a little impatiently, but I'm not a George R.R. Martin. I finished my things. So that's one of the things that's been happening in the background that's been kind of holding things up. But I'm putting my product videos here. Also my favorite shows, and anything you purchase from here through these links, it goes to a long way to help me too. It's not upcharging anything. That's just what Amazon charges. It's just considered like a referral thing. It's also a way to keep the show going, and I appreciate you all that have been along for the ride. I mean, it's the 4th year. It's crazy. I believe there's major changes that are awaiting me this year, especially if I do get picked up by one of the biggest platforms that I'm excited to partner with. We'll see how that ends up going. And yeah, you guys will be the first to know. So if you watch this long, I truly appreciate all of you. I have tech videos coming up. I'm going to be covering a lot of things with respects to real estate here in California. Not just so much the economic sector of the buy-sell trade, more so on the policies that would affect you as a property owner and as a renter in California that you need to know about outside from those political talking points, because that's all it ever is. Political talking points. How does it affect you? That's what matters. Enough of the smart talk. Will this put me out of business? Will this kick me out of my apartment? What is it? And I'm going to be on the ground finding out in some of these big meetings and conventions I'm going to be at these coming days. So thank you very much for watching this far. And those of you that have been around the longest, I appreciate you the absolute most, because you've been along for all the changes in the show. And it's really means a lot to me. And I've taken some of your constructive criticism to heart. So I hope that you've seen improvements that you come to enjoy, or else, heck, why are you still watching? Right? But yeah, again, I appreciate every single one of you, whether you love my show or you hated my show. The fact that you took time to watch this, I appreciate you for that. Anyway, that's where I'll leave it. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to stay in the know. Follow me across the socials at the Andres Segovia, on Twitter _Andres Segovia. And everything about me is available on my website, www.theandressegovia.com. That's it. See you on the next one.